How should you prepare for mediation? I think the first thing is to remember what mediation is and what it isn't. So the mediator is not a judge. They cannot order you to do anything or anything like that. The mediator is just a neutral person who is there to assist and to facilitate communication between you and your spouse to see if we can get a resolution that works well enough for everybody to leave there with a forged agreement. The next thing to remember about mediation going into it is that this is an opportunity for you to really take control over the outcome of your future for the next few years. Court, you're leaving your fate essentially into the judge's hands, unfortunately. Whereas in a mediation, you have an opportunity to agree to things, that may not even be things that would be awarded on either side, if you went all the way through the court process. So I would say go into the mediation feeling, empowered, that you have this opportunity to really take the bull by the horns and steer this into, a different direction than you might get if you're at the whims of the court. On the other hand, make sure that you also come to it with a mindset of recognizing that you may not get every single thing that you want if you have a long list of wishes there, but that by sometimes giving up some of those or sometimes rethinking how you are conceptualizing the things on your list can get you to a resolution. So, whereas in court, there's more of a sort of this person wins, this person loses sort of mindset. In mediation, there's much more of a give and take that allows for a lot more creativity. The next thing I would encourage you in mediation is to see beyond the specifics of what's being asked for and look to the larger position to the extent that you can. So, for example, if you're wrangling about how many days to spend with the kids or who gets which holidays or something like that, try to focus not on like who gets Christmas morning or who gets the birthdays or whatever, but to take a step back and say what is important to the kids to spend, quality holiday time in a safe and fun environment during those holidays, right? Then take a step back and say, yes, I would love to have every Christmas morning. That's gonna be, that may or may not work for the situation with your kids. But take a step back and conceptualize, you know what? Maybe I can have Christmases on the 13th of December every year. That way, my spouse's family, who has this giant family, and they traditionally always do it on the 25th, and there are 18 cousins that are already going to be at this house. Like maybe you give up that Christmas morning because you realize that that's going to be special for your kids, and that you can create your own traditions at the same time. So to the extent possible, just take a step back, and it doesn't mean that you give up everything. Just take a step back and rethink how you can reconceptualize what's actually important about the thing at issue. Similarly, if you're fighting over, whatever it is, if you're fighting over a sofa that you bought together and you both love it and, you can't split it in half because that wouldn't do anybody any good, maybe it means you let that sofa go because you can buy one just like it at the store and be just as happy. Maybe it means that you get the sofa, but you fight for, but you allow your spouse to get something else that has a similar value, right? So to the extent possible, just try to take a step back and focus on the big picture as opposed to the minutia. And I guess just the final thing in preparing for mediation is, I know it's easier said than done, but try not to be nervous because, again, this is not a formal court proceeding. Nobody is making a decision here unless it's a decision that you are comfortable with and that you want to have. And really just try to see this as an opportunity for you to craft a solution that works to get past this part of things and onto your next best life. And so if you do reach a resolution at mediation, you come to an agreement, is that binding? Is that the end? The short answer is yes. I mean, there will be, more paperwork. There will be some court procedures to get it rubber stamped and all that kind of stuff. But if you come to a resolution at mediation, then yes, that is potentially the end of this dispute and you are done.